Hi there and welcome to the channel, and in this video I'll share my latest book haul. Now, I returned to university this week, which I'm overjoyed about, teaching and studying, and for everyone in the same boat, please accept my best wishes for the forthcoming semester. So the first two books I will show you are required reading for one of the courses I'm taking. The focus is on the Gothic, so naturally enough we have some Gothic fiction. I'll start with this. Three Gothic novels in this Penguin Classics edition, and we have here Horace Walpole's The Castle of Otranto, the first Gothic novel published in English in 1765, and then William Beckford's Vathek, and to finish, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Now, I've read Frankenstein numerous times, but the other two are a complete mystery. I'm hoping they'll be hugely enjoyable. Then, contemporary Gothic fiction, it is Jeff Vandermeer's Annihilation. I know very little about this book. In fact, all I know I have gleaned from the cover, where I learn it's both a movie and book one of a trilogy. So if you'd like to enlighten me about Annihilation, feel free to do so in the comments. The next 5 books were purchased by viewers of the channel who clicked on the Buy Me a Coffee link and pushed some funds my way. My heartfelt thanks for doing that. Your amazing generosity is truly jaw-dropping. Anyone else who wishes to top up my funds now they're empty is welcome to do so. These are all illness narratives of one kind or another, which is the topic of my PhD research. The first of them is a classic in the field of psychiatry. It's Daniel Paul Schreber's Memoirs of My Nervous Illness, in this New York Review of Books classics, and he lived in the late 19th century and early 20th century, and around the turn of that century he suffered 2 breakdowns and spent time in various asylums, and his experiences are quite extraordinary, and it's written in extremely limpid prose. It's a wonderful book, and he experiences all kinds of radical uncertainty. He's not able to determine how much time has elapsed. He says it may be months, it may be centuries. He's also not sure if he's living on Earth. He speculates he may be residing on one of the moons of Mars, and the moon in the night sky is the surface of the red planet. When he's eating, the food on his plate transforms from pork into veal and back again as he dines. It's absolutely extraordinary and highly recommended. I'm 100 pages in and enjoying this like few other books I've read in the past few years. The next books are self-published on the Amazon platform. I'm really interested in the DIY aesthetic and the content and the narrative strategies that people who suffer mental illness adopt to tell their story. And the first of these is Sane by Michael J Schumer, and it's subtitled Memoirs of a Manic Millennial. I've read about 50 pages. It's really good. He has these gaps in his memory where he's just not sure what's happened, and he'll be surrounded by cops, and he's just thinking, how did I get into this situation? And of course, the authorities are firing questions at him. Who are you? What are you doing here? That he's expected to have ready responses to. And he is as much in the dark as everyone else. It's very frightening, actually, and he really conveys the kind of terror of these manic episodes very well. So, Sane. Then another person who spent time in psychiatric wards, it is Lita Rogers with her Stories from the Bipolar Region. She doesn't adopt a narrative approach. These are arranged thematically. They're like journal entries, but they're not really dated. It is very interesting. Here's Leda on the back there, okay? And this one is more disturbing, actually. It's peeled apart by Katherine McMains, and on the back it says, Katherine McMains is a business owner, mother, wife, and musician. She has proudly reversed all mental illness through holistic modalities and becomes more whole with every day. Well, more power to you, Katherine. And this is rather Gothic. It's white text printed on a black background with these moody photos of her. And again, she forsakes a chronological narrative, and what we get instead is poetry. Yes, this one's interesting too. And finally, moving away from mental illness, we have Just Breathe by Andy Drooker, and it's his account of being diagnosed with lung cancer. Haven't read any of this yet, so we'll see what we find in there. The next two books are the result of the discussions that are going on my Discord server. There are 42 members now. It's a great place for anyone who's crazy about great literature. We have members from all over the world: Romania, Algeria, the US, France, India, Belgium, the Netherlands, many cultures, many languages. People post reviews of what they've read, photos of their most recent book hauls, and it's all done in an atmosphere of mutual respect. We're all united in our quest for that next great read. If you'd like to join in the fun, the link is in the description. Now, one book which has been mentioned numerous times on the server is this, The Aesthetics of Resistance by Peter Weiss, a rather forbidding title. And this is a very serious work of art. It's notable for making mention of hundreds of paintings and sculptures over the course of the text, to the extent that there is a Wikipedia page with photos of all of the artworks mentioned in this book. And to help me understand it a little more, hopefully, I also found this in the library, Peter Weiss, well, Understanding Peter Weiss by Robert Cohen. Hopefully that will help. Then books which I purchased, and these are simply for pleasure or reference. And firstly, a children's novel, A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine, Long, maybe. And this is notable for having a time travel aspect. Some Christian morality, I understand, is encoded within the narrative, and it was also an influence on Rachel Stead and her young adult fiction When You Reach Me, which I read last year and really enjoyed, and it was previously owned, it appears, by someone called Dot. I'm not sure why anyone would do that. Next we have Henry Fielding with his Joseph Andrews. I already have numerous editions of this, but this also includes Shamela, his parody of the Samuel Richardson novel, and the cover is an engraving by Hogarth, and it's titled Before. I think this may be from The Harlot's Progress. And then finally, for when I can't get to sleep, I have some literary theory, Bakhtin, speech genres and other late essays. This is just a slim volume, but if that doesn't do the trick, I will break out the dialogic imagination and I will soon fall into the arms of Morpheus. So there we have it. That concludes my book haul for February, and all that remains is for me to bid you farewell in time-honoured fashion. So be safe, be strong, and I shall see you anon. Nanu nanu.